may I ask you a question about the TIFA talks? One of the things that I had heard or read in the past few months was that there are some concerns on behalf of the United States about things like work permits for technical workers going into Ghana, contract sanctity, deadlines on public sector government procurements. When does a contract begin? Where does it end? I'm just wondering if those are critiques that you're taking seriously and working on, or if that is something that that you think is blown out of proportion.
Well, we take every criticism seriously because it's important to address those issues. Otherwise, they continue to stay in the mind of the other party as things that need to be dealt with. On the issue of work permits, our regulations are quite clear. Okay. We have our Ghana Investment Promotion Act, Ghana Investment Promotion Center Act, which has been in place since I think about 1994. And what we have stated by that act is that when you invest $50,000 in our country, you can have a wholly owned foreign enterprise. And that investment of $50,000 automatically entitles you to 2 expatriate quotas, where we don't ask you questions about who they are, about what their qualifications are, or what value they are bringing in. And generally speaking, when you are starting up a business, we tend to be very accommodating in terms of how many expatriates you want to employ, because we believe that in order to get it off the ground, you must be entitled to employ the kind of people who you believe will make a success of that business. But part of the reason why we encourage foreign direct investment is that we want the transfer of technology and skill. Sure. And so over time, we ask you to sign agreements with the Ghana Investment Promotion Center where you tell us how you are going to work towards the transfer of technology and skill, so that you have Ghanaians who have been employed in your company rising through the ranks. Of course, if they are qualified and competent to do so, or you employ Ghanaians who may not have worked with your company. But the important thing is to give more Ghanaians the opportunity also to grow in management. We believe that you will always have your chief executive as a foreigner. You would probably always have your chief financial officer as a foreigner and your head of operations as a foreigner, because at the end of the day, this is your business. But we want to encourage you also to employ Ghanaians as well.
Absolutely. I guess I'm thinking in terms of the technical workers. In my mind, for there to be that sort of training transfer, I'm not necessarily talking about technology, but if we had, let's say, an engineer from the U.S. who's trying to get to Ghana to work on an extraction project or something else, I would wonder how they can effectively train unless they're in the country working with the Ghanaian people.
Absolutely, but you see, you have different kinds of staff who you bring in for different purposes. When I say residence permits, automatic quota, that means that you have more or less an indefinite period of residence in the country. When you want to bring someone in on a short-term assignment, we also have a different residence process for that. You may probably bring in the person for about a year, max, to complete a project and go away, or that quota may be renewed. And also it depends on the size of the business. If you've made an investment of $10,000 and you say that you need 5 engineers, the question we'd ask is, what exactly is that $10,000 going to be turned into? And why do you need all of that engineering capacity when the investment that you have made really should not, it begs the question, what actually have you put into the business? And so we always look at it on beyond the automatic quotas, on a case-by-case basis. There are companies that have 20 expatriates. And again, they've made the case to the Investment Promotion Center above their minimum capital investment, why they need these additional expatriates, what roles they are going to play, and so on and so forth. But we also do not want a situation where by hiring more people, we encourage some businesses to use that as a means of transferring foreign currency out of the country in the name of paying salaries and wages. And so you have to understand that given the exigencies of every situation, we deal with it on a case-by-case basis, but we try as much as possible to be fair and to be transparent. And that's the reason why the framework is predictable. Now, indeed, an engineer may not be able to train a Ghanaian on the job, because for engineering, you must go to a university and learn the skill. And so we're not expecting that you're going to necessarily transfer all the technology you have by learning on the job. But what we're saying is that when you employ Ghanaians with similar qualifications, and the issue is that they may not have had the experience in that particular sector, give them the opportunity to grow.
It sounds very fair. It sounds also very complex, and like one part touches 11 or 12 or 100 other aspects of what would go into a TIFA discussion.
You would agree with me that trade and investment is always complex, especially in the United States.
Absolutely.
If it was the reverse situation, and now we're talking about Ghanaians investing here and having to comply with your regulatory framework, without hiring the services of a very good lawyer, it might be almost impossible.
I guess if it wasn't complex, perhaps you and I wouldn't be sitting here.
Absolutely.
In the Ghana Investment Promotion Center, and I've heard some of these huge numbers, at least huge to me, $1 billion from the U.S., $1 billion from China, and those are the only two I know in terms of foreign direct investment. I was wondering if you could just tell us a bit about that center, what their services are, and how they work.
The Ghana Investment Promotion Center was created by the government as a one-stop shop to help people who want to invest in Ghana. So what happens is that if you're a foreign investor and you want to invest in Ghana, we encourage you first to go to the Ghana Investment Promotion Center to talk to them and explain what sector you are interested in. They will tell you what agencies you need to work with and what permits you need to get, how you have to go about registering your business, all of the things that you might want to hire a lawyer to do, but in this time they're providing that service to you for free. So when there's an investor who wants to actually establish in Ghana, they assign an investor relations officer to work with the person. So for instance, if you were setting up a factory, you wanted to incorporate a business, they would take you to our Registrar General's department so you could register your business. With the kind of establishment you wanted to set up, necessarily you would have to go to the Environmental Protection Agency for us to be sure that the way that you want to go about that process does not do harm to our environment and our ecosystems. And so they would go through looking at your proposal and then giving you the permission to start wherever it is that you want to set up. You would have to connect to the utilities. So this person would help you to work with the Electricity Corporation, with the Ghana Water Company. And those are just examples of the various agencies you'd be working with so that the setup process for you is less confusing and is easier. And that person then is your contact even afterwards, so that when you have a difficulty, he can help you to interface with the other agencies. The Ghana Investment Promotion Center has a website, it's online. The Ghana Investment Promotion Center Act, which regulates investment flows into Ghana, is also online. And they have a quarterly publication where they detail the kinds of investments that have come, the projects, the amount of money involved, the various sectors, and also give indications of the opportunities that are available in Ghana for investment, because we want to make it easy for you.
Yeah, that was going to be my last question. So a company like ours, we're a real estate management company that builds and operates and maintains World Trade Centers. If we were interested in moving forward on a project like that in Ghana, this would be a place to start.
That would be your place to start.
Okay.
That would be your place to start. And they would link you to everyone else. I mean, it happens very often that people come and they say, well, it's not just about setting up. We actually want to know from your government that, and from senior officials of your government, that this is a project that would be encouraged. Can you get an appointment with the Minister of Trade or with the Minister of Finance or with the Minister of Lands or any other senior government official? And indeed, they will set up those appointments for you so that you have the opportunity to talk to the people you want to talk to, so you can have the assurances you need to invest in Ghana.
That's just fantastic infrastructure to have, because most businesses don't know where to start. Even here in the U.S., trying to get around different parts of the U.S. can be difficult. So if there is a one-stop shop like that, I'm sure that's become a very successful center in Ghana.
It is, and you realize that a lot of in fact, all the information you get about investment flows, you will find on the Ghana Investment Promotion Center website. And they try as much as possible to make sure that their staff are available for you when you do have difficulties, because we know that with the perceptions about Africa generally, if we were to leave you to navigate the various offices and the various regulations that you need to comply with on your own, you might decide that it's not worth the trouble. And so we really want to make it easier for you to do so.
would this center also help with issues such as permitting, permits, taxes, in
Yes.
terms of if I'm just doing business in most foreign countries, you need a local partner, or you at least are well advised to have a local partner.
No, not in Ghana. That's why I said for a foreign-owned, wholly foreign-owned business, we do allow for wholly foreign-owned business, but the minimum investment you have to make to have that is $50,000. And we allow you to repatriate your profits back to your country of origin. We don't ask any questions about that. And you don't need to have a Ghanaian partner if you don't want to.
But I'm actually thinking just in terms of doing your best in a given market, just in my personal experience, and perhaps in yours as well, I've always found that if you actually usually want a local partner, someone who knows the rules of the road, who knows how to navigate the market. How would a U.S. business that wanted to do business in Africa find a local partner who they could either subcontract with or enter into a joint venture with? Is that also through the center, or is that through a private sector means?
I would say that our most credible private sector business association who could help with those kind of subcontracting partnerships or arrangements is the Association of Ghana Industries, which is a private sector business organization. With the Ministry of Trade, they wanted to develop a subcontracting partnership exchange. And this is something that they've been working at for the last 5 years. And just this year, they've been able to go into partnership with UNIDO to be able to strengthen that exchange, again, which is being supported by the Ministry of Trade. And they have lists of they have data on Ghanaian companies, on their capabilities, of course, on the management and the ownership and the things that they do. And so and by the way, the Association of Ghana Industries also has a website. So when you contact them, I would say that they perhaps would be your best partner. But the Investment Promotion Center can arrange for you to meet with them, to discuss with them, to see whether indeed they are the kind of people who you feel comfortable with, especially if you're looking for a partner.
Minister, can you please tell us how Ghana is different from its neighbors in West Africa?
I think Ghana works, and that's how I would say that Ghana is different. We have institutions that work. It's not about personalities, it's about the structures. We have a democracy that works. We have young people who are educated, who are bright, and who very much are looking for the opportunities to be able to get good jobs and to grow in those jobs. We have set for ourselves a very ambitious horizons in terms of what we want to do by way of infrastructure development, developing our people, creating more opportunities, and getting people out of poverty. And even though the tendency is to think of Africa as a country and not a continent, at the end of the day, we are over 50 countries in one continent, some of who are doing better than others. Just as on the American continent, when you're taking both North and South America, some countries are doing better than others. And we would like to invite people to take a closer look at Ghana and to understand that Africa is the next frontier. And there are countries in Africa which are good investment destinations, which can give you the platform not only to reach other countries in Africa, but the European continent. And being in the center of the world, we think we're located in the right place to do just that.
Minister Tettah, thank you so much for spending some time with us. I hope that you'll visit us again here at the Ronald Reagan Building and International Trade Center when you're in town.
Thank you very much.
Thank
and
you.
thank you for having me.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.